Kia ora guys, Bird here. Welcome to episode 28 of Thaumcraft for Addons. It's been a couple of days since the last video came out about the series. Actually almost pretty much a week I think actually. Took a little bit of a break there, but we're back to making the videos now, which is pretty sweet. So you can see over here that I have the node workshop, the thing that we sort of got done at the end of the last episode, and we can even see without the goggles of revealing or anything like that on, that we actually have a total of 8 nodes? No, 9 nodes in here now. We've got of course the 8 nodes are supplying our big bright node here in the middle. Let's go ahead and put the Thaumic Fortress goggles on and see this thing. Holy crap, yes, so for that week that I was away off camera, I wasn't actually long. I was sort of AFK, I guess. I was doing other stuff. Hello, not the right button. I was AFK in the Minecraft. Well, pretty much just sitting on this block, looking at this thing right here, and then I'd sort of have Minecraft paused. I guess you've kind of got to angle it a little bit. Yeah, I'd have it like this, and I'd just kind of have it off to the side, and I'd just be able to keep tabs on what's going on here on this bright node. So you can see that the Tinkerer right here is actually over 100. I want to make this node... I want to have 100 of each primal beast in there now, because I sort of looked on the Thaumcraft 4 Reddit at, like, there was sort of some sort of general guide about how big should your main energized node be? Like, what's a reasonable size to cut off and use to, like, power your base for, like, the end game? And the answer that they gave was, it's about 100, right? You want about 10 centivis per tick. I mean, obviously, more is better. But the thing about it is that, let's say for example, okay, you've got, because the way that it works, by the way, is that, I think I already explained this, but let's just go ahead and explain it again. When you energize a node, the amount of centivis per tick that it makes is, it's calculated by like the square root, I believe, of the vis of the particular type that you have in there. So let's say for example, we had like 50... Let's say we have 50 petaditio in here, right? So the square root of 50 is effectively 7, because, you know, the square root of 49 is 7. So basically, if it was at 50, it would generate 7. If it's at 10, no, if it's at 100, the square root is 10. So basically, you have to double your V's to get, you know, 3 more centivis per tick out. So the higher you go, the more diminishing returns that you get, and the longer it takes. Just in general, just to go up. And I think there's actually a little bit of a code in there for like the higher the aspect goes, the harder it is to just do in general. Just on a side note for that, speaking about that, the Tinkerer, okay, the Tinkerer has gone up way faster, and this bright node didn't actually have any Tinkerer in it to begin with. We actually saw in the last episode it pick up its very first aspect of Tinkerer. The reason that it's gone up way faster than anything else here is because, I realize why, it's because most of the nodes that are here, that are like the donor nodes, we'll say, most of them have Tinkerer inside them, okay? So that's 3 here on the bottom, and I think most of these ones have some as well. Yeah, so that's 5, 6, 7, no, what? No, it must be 6, so it's 6 out of these 8 nodes that are supplying it have Tinkerer inside them, right? So obviously, the more Tinkerer you have, the more likely it is to ping off some Tinkerer. So yeah, that's why that's growing a lot faster. We only have 2 nodes here, that guy and that guy, that have our Autodo inside them, which is why our Autodo has hardly gone up at all, actually. I think it started on like 36 or 37, 38 or something like that, and it's hardly gone up. So basically, if you want to, like, kind of, I guess, power level your nodes, you want to have, like, mono-aspected donor nodes for whatever, like, aspect that you want. So I guess here at the end, for, like, powering this node up to 100 of each, we'll need to get some mono-aspect Autodo nodes, which I actually don't have. I haven't actually even seen any in the wild. They're pretty rare things. I've got a few monos up here, but I want to use these for like building. Yeah, I need those for building like the wand recharge pedestal thingamajobly. So that's what's going on with the nodes. What we're going to do today is get started with some other McGubbins, and just while I remember, actually, I just want to quickly say, somebody in the comments let me know that apparently it's been the 1-year anniversary of being here in this Thaumcraft 4 world in our little Mesa base here, so that's kind of awesome. Yeah, so apparently 1 year has passed since the first video of this series came out, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that with the world. I think what I want to do today is a little bit of research. Let's hop into the old Thaumic and see what's going on. Let's see what we can pick up. I haven't actually planned this at all here, so let's see. I think we might do some more stuff in Automagy, actually. There is a heap of things to do around here, so we might as well get started with that. Looks like we've got something to do with red crystals right here. That could be something to pick up. Yeah, what about this guy? Entropic refining. That sounds pretty fun as well. We're going to need some scribing tools for these guys, so let's get that as well as a bit of paper. Head back into here and let's start with the resonating red crystal first. No strings attached. Ooh, kind of nice and iron coloured, if I had to guess. There it is. Iron, Potentia, Machina, and Redcrystal. Alright, so let's see if we can get started with this guy. That guy is probably going to be Auto, actually, so that we can do something like that and connect that. And then we might actually connect through life, possibly. Redcrystal. We've just used Auto up, so that's got to be Terror. Gots to be Terror. And perhaps we could do Tuhljin, actually. And then we could go Instrumentum down to Machina. Yeah, so that's that sorted out. Oh no. No, whoops-a-daisy. Instrumentum? Well, that's better. Tried to put some Machina down. Whoops. Alright, so we can probably do something here with that as well. Humanos, possibly. Or we could just go through Terra directly. Life probably won't work, actually. Is there a way? No, you have to use Aqua. Yeah, you have to use Aqua to connect across there. Okay, let's see if we can find something else that might have Terra inside it around here. Perifoldio could be a thing, but we've got Humanos right here. I guess what we can do... Let's go... Where's Humanos? Let's put Humanos down here with Instrumentum. Okay. And then we've got Bestia and Messis. I think we'll go Bestia, actually, because that connects to life. So we can go... Life. Oh, that does have its blue orb now. Thanks for, like, literally days of AFKing. Unfortunately, I sleep in the same room as my computer, so I couldn't leave it on overnight. Otherwise it'd be a bit noisy. Yeah, it's got like a giant fan inside it. It's kind of weird. Anyway, Erba right there, and that is good to go. Kind of cool. I'm not sure if that's optimized, but, you know, it works. So what have we got here? The resonating red crystal? Let's have a look at it. Oh man. So it's kind of something to do with the red crystal McGovern's right here. Hello. So that appears to have unlocked the mercurial red crystal. Okay. Thaumaturge's heliograph. That sounds pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and read about the resonating red crystal, though. When you first created the first varieties of red crystal, you experimented with each primal aspect. When it came to ire, the resulting crystal and its unique vibrational energies were interesting, but the energy was too weak to have any practical applications. With some additional research, however, you now have a way to focus that energy in a specific direction, allowing it to be received by some distance away. Resonating red crystal transmits redstone signals through the air and objects alike in a straight line until it is picked up by other resonating red crystal. The two crystals must be oriented to face each other, so if one is attached to the bottom of a block, the other must be below it and attached to the top of a block. Oh, okay, I see. This signal can travel up to 15 blocks, and its strength is preserved just as if the crystals were next to each other. Pretty cool. Yeah, you guys were actually saying as well in the comments, I forgot to mention this. Somebody actually suggested, I was talking in the last episode with the Node Workshop here about how it might be possible to wirelessly send a redstone signal to these guys to make them look cool, and we've basically, I think this is the general setup that most people go with. You've got your, what do they call these things? I've forgotten what they're called now. Remote comparator, I remember just before I looked at it. So you've got your remote comparator on top of your VS Reader, and then that is connected to, what are these things called? A dense red crystal. These are the ones that they will only put a signal through if it's of a certain strength. And so basically I've got those set up to where if the signal coming out of here is like too weak, then the signal, this is gonna like close. And that's pretty much, I think, what most people do. That's what I saw in the tutorial I was looking at. But anyway, someone was suggesting that we should try this guy right here, the transvector interface from Thaumic Tinkering. Let's go ahead and look at that really quick. It's over here, the transvector interface. It basically acts like... basically, it basically acts like the block there, except it... Oh man, it's kind of confusing. It acts like the block, so that means you can put in more things than that, like the 6 sides would allow. And so their idea was, well, you stick one down here in a corner somewhere and you apply redstone signal to it, and that would work on the stabilizer. Turns out that that does not work. I've tried it. Let's just quickly try it here on camera as well. Do I have any redstone mechanisms here? It doesn't look like it, actually. Yeah. Basically, all I'd be doing is just plonking it down and flipping the lever. It doesn't work. I tried it. It doesn't work. So perhaps this thing that we've just researched right here could be a useful alternative to that. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool to see if that'll work in a future video. I think I want to research something else here as well. Let's see. Go back into the Automagy tab. I did say I wanted to research this, but I'm not 100% sure now. And we kind of know what those things are. I don't really use those guys that much. Fishing enchants. I think I've got those already. What about that? Thirsty tank? Wand focus crafting. A new wand focus could be kind of interesting. Putting it all together. Okay, so we've got this guy. Well, that looks like Fabrico might be in there, and sure enough, there it is. Instrumentum and Precantatio. This is a pretty small one. Let's see if we can get started. So that's already using Instrumentum, so we're pretty much forced to go through Humanos. Righto, and we're probably going to do something like maybe Auditor right there, although we could go a little fancy with it. Perhaps we could go to Tahmin. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We'll go to Tahmin, then we can go Terra, and then we can connect these two with Perifodio. Okay, that works. And then these two... how am I going to connect this across? We could... I know how to do it, but I want to try and, you know, not do it very, like, goodly. And in a short amount of space, Vitreus might be our best bet. We'll go Vitreus, Ordo Potentia. Yeah, okay, that'll work. I'm not sure if that's the lowest thing we could have done there. Maybe, maybe not. Potentia, where are you? I always like to try and optimize these things just to try and increase my knowledge of how the aspects work and bend together, but anyway, there it is. Kind of a nice little path right there with this little glob on the end for Precantatio, the wand focus of crafting. Not too difficult, but then again, this thing was pretty small. Okay, so that appears to have unlocked, what have we got here? The crafting focus upgrade, so we might as well go ahead and pick this up as well for how convenient. 3 Fabrico, 3 Wakwas, 3 Alienis, and 3 Penelweltatio. Very cool. It's kind of like one of those sideway S's that you draw in primary school. Remember those? Anyway, it's actually the infinity symbol, isn't it, right there? So what does this have to say? With your new focal manipulator, you can greatly improve the utility of the crafting focus. Yeah, just a little fun fact about the focal manipulator. I think that was added in 4.2 of Thaumcraft, so they are relatively new as far as the mod's lifespan goes. Anyway, so we've got gratis, or gratis. It's kind of a bit weird. I was thinking maybe these would be Latin words as well, so maybe that's just gratis. This upgrade causes the focus's basic operations to consume no vase. Oh, okay. Opening the grid is free, and crafted items only cost the normal amount, so that's fairly cool. Okay, I guess I actually should read about this guy first before checking out the upgrades, actually. Alright. The need to craft seems to never end, no matter how far from home you may be. While some may resort to lugging tables around everywhere they go, you have found a more elegant solution. This wand focus can be used to create anything you could assemble with an arcane work table, including items both mundane and magical. Wow. The wand it is attached to will be used to provide any vase required by the recipe. To begin crafting, you equip the focus and right-click with the wand. Alternatively, press V while the focus-equipped wand is on your hotbar. Okay, so V, yeah, I've got that set to V. It used to be set to C, but that's what my thermostatic harness is bound to. Okay, so the recipe for this guy is... let's see, it takes the arcane work table, 4 nether quartz, okay. An earth shard, a balanced shard, and 2 order shards. Okay. Very, very awesome. So basically this sounds like you can just craft pretty much anything from the mod, as well as just vanilla Minecraft, on the go. We don't need the crafting island anymore. Well, I'm still going to keep that, obviously, because it's kind of cool, but this is a pretty fancy thing. We could probably just finish off this episode by going ahead and crafting this guy up. A small amount of vis is consumed when you open the crafting grid, and each time you craft an arcane item. Mundane items do not require additional vis. I see, so there is a little bit of a penalty right there, but apparently the enchants that we just looked at before seem to negate this little thing right here, so okay. And we got here magic staves. While this focus can be applied to a magic staff, such an instrument is still unsuited for the intricate work needed to craft thaumaturgical items. It can assist when putting together other items, though. Ooh, sounds like there's something further, something mysterious going on there, but yeah, I was actually just wondering about that when it said that you can attach it to any wand. Now, I was thinking that, you know, maybe a staff, that could be a way to get a staff in a table. I think Addons pretty much patched all of those, but okay, it's kind of good of the mod developer to basically confirm that with us. So yeah, you guys were telling me that the actual wand here, the wand that I made, Bumblebee, it might not be a complete waste of time, and now I can see why, because basically now I have something that can have a focus equipped and be used in a table. So yeah, pretty much this guy is going to be perfect for doing stuff like that. It's got a huge V storage as well. We can craft pretty much whatever we want. Let's go ahead and read about the rest of these enchantments. Storage. After crafting using a focus with this upgrade, any items left in the crafting grid will be stored in an extra dimensional space attached to the focus. Oh, okay, so you can use it as an additional storage area. Kind of cool, but I already have the bottomless pouch and the ender chest already kind of bound to my body. But having extra is nothing to complain about. What is that, 9 extra slots, or maybe a little bit more? Not worded too well. And transposing, ooh. A focus with this upgrade will instantly install itself upon a wand when called by the wielder. The focus can be called from anywhere in the inventory or from a focus pouch that has been carried or worn. To call it, press the same key as used to begin crafting with the... Oh, okay. So basically you can be like, assemble, press the V key, and on it pops. That is a pretty awesome idea, actually. I really like that. So we're going to need to go ahead and craft this guy. It's going to cost us a fair amount of stuff. It's been a while since I made an arcane table, actually. I think you actually just need a... The thing wasn't in there, was it? So we just need a... I do recall needing a table. So do I have a few slabs? I do. So we'll take 3 of those guys, as well as 2 regular planks. And we're also going to need some balance shards. I've got a heap of balance shards, thanks to the Outer Lands. Take 2 orders and 1 of those, as well as 4 nether quartz, and that should be good to go. We still gonna... I love the irony that we're going to need to make this in an arcane work table. But anyway, let's go ahead and head over to the table. I haven't actually fixed the Vis relays today, so they will not recharge this dude. And, oh, what goes in the middle? I've forgotten what went in the middle. An arcane work table. Oh. So all this stuff's got to come out, and we need to get these guys in here. Dang it! I bet you a couple of guys were saying, well, put the thing in there. What are you doing? I don't know. Go ahead and do that, and it actually eats your wand, doesn't it? Okay, well, thankfully I can get it back out. Get rid of that guy, and throw it in here, and that should be good to go. So I have researched that, actually. Okay, I was wondering if I had or hadn't. Put the earth shard in there, and 4 nether quartz, good to go. So that's fairly cheap as well, actually, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit more auto than you'd want to typically spend, but there we go. A new focus. I want to focus on crafting. Let's go ahead and follow rule number 1 of Thaumcraft. And scan it. Bit of Warkwas in there, okay, guess that's due to the extra dimensional storage that it'll eventually have. Bit of Paramel Tartio in there as well, okay, very cool, very cool. So, like, what do these levels cost exactly? If I pop that in there... I see, so they're just gratis, storage, and transposing. Okay, and this just explains the things right here. So which one is the most useful to me? Gratis, probably. How many levels do I have? 16? Yeah, we'll probably just go ahead and throw gratis on there straight away. It's not going to get the iron and all that stuff. Man, it'll be so nice once we get the energized node. There it goes! Alright, let's see if we can have a look at this one. Focus crafting, and it's got the purple text gratis on there, so I guess... let's just quickly... No, you can't test out the transposing ability because it doesn't have transposing bird. Mash your V key. Go ahead and pop that on there. Oh, it turns out the top here. I've noticed that there's actually like an order that these things go around. There is like a specific order, even though they end up like most of the time out of order inside of your pouch. Anyway, let's go ahead and pop this focus on. Okay, that's kind of interesting. It's kind of see-through. Kind of got some plussy signs there. Oh, just while I'm thinking about this, I just want to say that if you guys didn't play with your Thaumcraft 4 on Halloween, you kind of missed out. You kind of missed out. The actual texture of the wand foci turns into a pumpkin. It was fairly cool. I think I have a Twitch VOD up on it. Anyway, I just love that thing. It's gotten huge since the last episode. A lot of progress on that. So if I just right click with it, there it goes. You can go ahead and throw the stuff in. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, look at that. And you can't move the wand while it's right there. I see. And you can't take it out. That is awesome. Why is it? It started off white and now it's going green. Like, what's the deal with that? Okay, it kind of changes color as we go through here. Pretty cool. I love it. It pretty much makes crafting in Thaumcraft, like, ridiculously simple. We don't need to go to the crafting island anymore to make all of the basic V stuff. We can just do it right here on the wand. The transposing ability is probably going to be surprisingly straightforward. Oh, okay, and you can just hit V here as well instead of right-clicking. Can you hit V here? Ah! So you can have, like, anything out and just be like, hey man, time to do some crafting. V! And away you go. That works. Can I actually do something like this? No, it has to be on the wand first. Perhaps if I get the transposing ability on there, that might work. But if that's the case, rather, you're gonna have to find out in the next episode of Thaumcraft 4 Addons. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Kia kaha, and I'll see you in the next video.